Okay, so hi everyone. I was just watching a video by Lactobacillus, Mark, my good friend Mark, on Patreon, which is one of my favorite subjects. Well, not really, but I've talked about it before, and Mark was saying something along the lines of that it didn't agree with him very well. He was in some sort of hangout where, organized by someone who had obviously allowed some of his patrons to chat with him. And Mark said, "Well, that doesn't, it doesn't sit with me, or it doesn't agree with me, or whatever." And I sort of got the feeling that Mark thought that it was intended to create friendships, and I don't think that that's the case. I think anyone who pays to be in a chat with anyone realizes that it's not really about making a true friendship. If that is the case, that's a whole different issue. But generally, what I think about Patreon is, I think Patreon is a great idea. I think Patreon is a good idea because it's different from other crowdfunding sites where you pay money, to have something made. That in itself is a good idea. Look at all the games that are being made just because people are willing to pay for it. There are many examples right now of that happening, and I can't be made to believe that that is a bad idea. Patreon does something different in the sense that it allows someone to, or allows anyone to pay monthly or weekly or per production. It can be a song, or it could be a video, it could be anything. So that is a good idea, and I've seen lots of YouTubers who are actually making good money. Now, if I could make money doing what I do right now, I would, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd take it. If anyone would want to be in a chat with me and pay for that, I would do it in a split second. And I wouldn't be making any friends. Maybe, but that would be just be a side effect. The thing that gets me about Patreon, though, is that there are, and we've seen that with others as well. When YouTube changes the rules and people start losing money, they get their panties in a knot because they didn't expect it. What YouTube does and what Patreon does is it allows anyone, to make business decisions. You start a business, you do something, you sell a service, or you even sell a product, and you get money for it. But anyone who's ever been in business knows that if you have one important client who pays all your bills, you get very dependent on that client. That client goes or changes the rules, you're gone. So that's always a bad business decision to put all your eggs in one basket. If YouTube is your only means of income, then I say you're a bad businessman. Don't do that. That's dangerous. The other thing that I see a lot of people do on Patreon is say, hey, I've got this cool channel, you guys all like me, but I put in a lot of effort and I put in a lot of time, so if you could spare a little money, then that would really help me out. That's begging. And if you can make people believe in your story and have them pay you by begging, fine. That's all well and good for the people that you've been able to convince. But if you're asking money for a service or asking money, have something to sell. Put yourself in their position and think, what would they pay money for? So have something like previews. If you pay me money, I will give you previews of all my videos, or I will be in a chat with you, or I will kiss your dog, or whatever tickles your fancy. But have something to sell. But don't beg. Don't say, I'm doing this already, I'm giving it to you for free. Hey, why don't you give me some money so it'll be easier for me? No, I could imagine, you know, my camera, for instance, is a photo camera which I use to make videos. It's not ideal. So I would like to upgrade my camera. I would like to upgrade my microphone. You know, think of what James Rolfe did. He really makes a professional video, you know, and he even made a movie, and he convinced people to pay for that. Metal Jesus Rocks, he's planning like a road trip, and it's going to cost him $50,000. Now, you know, with the inflation of the dollar and everything, I can imagine a 50,000 is a pretty big number for a road trip. But okay, let's assume that's a realistic number. No one's going to pay that money if there's not something in it for them. As soon as what's his name again? I can't remember his name now. Whatever. We'll call him Jason. I don't know what his name is. Metal. Jesus. We'll call him Jesus. So, as soon as Jesus says, I'll come to your town and I'll hang with you and you'll be in my video. Now, that's something to sell because you're selling airtime. You know, you're selling advertisement. You know, you get your face on a popular YouTube channel. That's something to sell. Even the NES Pursuit guys, who made a big fucking mistake at the start, you know, I'm spending so much time away from my wife, please justify that by giving me money. No, idiot, no one's going to pay you money. You're right to take your videos down because that's a stupid argument. What you should have said is, well, you know, if you pay me money, I'll put your link to your channel on my channel. I'll sell my space for advertisements, because one thing you have a great channel, you make great videos, and you have a lot of viewers. So people are watching this space, and if people are watching this space, you can sell it. Good for you. But don't beg. You know, if you want to make money, you know, have you ever seen a beggar in the street? Does he look rich to you? No, he doesn't. He's begging. So don't beg, just have something to sell. Be smarter than the next guy, and don't put all your eggs in one basket. If I could make money with YouTube, that would be great, but I wouldn't, you know, that wouldn't be my only thing, unless you have like 24 million viewers. And even then, if YouTube decides, you know, the PewDiePie guy, if YouTube decides to say, well, you know, let's change the rules a little bit, then bam, there goes your income. So it's always a risk. Bad decision. You should have merchandise. Michael Schumacher, the famous ex-Formula 1 driver, of course he made a lot of money driving for Ferrari, but he made most of his money by selling merchandise. Lunchboxes, that kind of thing. Anyway, so Mark, here's my response. Patreon, nothing wrong with Patreon. Patreon isn't selling friendships. People aren't selling friendships. There isn't, you know, the only right way of using Patreon is finding a way to convince people to give you money. And, you know, that is a perfectly legal and okay thing, if you ask me. Even if it means being in chats with people. I'd love to get paid to be in chats. I'll do it all day. If I can make money, that's fine. So, that's my 2 cents. Anyway, I see you guys. I'm going to go back to watching TV now. Bye-bye. No! No! I'm going back to playing games. I'm playing the Stick of Truth.